Rock and roll.
This is the American Rebellion. My name's Jerry. How y'all doing? See, we got Jolene is here first tonight. How you doing, Jolene? You must be bored. Larry Burns from Canada is also here. And at number 3, which is probably Nick or Dave, uh, which really doesn't count. Anyway, as I said, my name's Jerry, and although you all know that, we're here with Matt, Nick, and Dave. For your listening, watching, and viewing pleasure. Matt, how you doing? And how is your daughter?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I didn't mention that the last time.
I asked.
She goes to a dermatologist that has referred her to a plastic surgeon. We're waiting on that. Dermatologist says it looks like it is some sort of irregular mole, and it should be removed, but he's not. He can't do this on the edge of your ear. It's like, the lip of the top lip rollover of your, it's on that. He said, I can't do that because, and then they will send it off to test, but we got to get a referral for that.
Right.
I'm like, oh God, we got to have a party for Stella's first surgery.
See, David Green is here. I'm blue. How are you? Okay. I'm purple. Nick, what color are you?
Apparently I'm clear. They don't call us any color except racist.
Clear. Okay. That's interesting.
You're what?
He's clear.
Oh, translucent.
Translucent.
Okay. But I have a referral for Matt, for Stella.
Oh, boy.
To get that mole off.
Oh, here we go.
Mike Tyson.
Well, see, getting it off is not the problem. I don't think Mike Tyson can repair it. That's what the plastic surgeon's supposed to do.
Oh, that's funny.
You won't see it anymore, that's for sure.
By the way, Matt, I did ask the other night, but you either didn't hear me or ignored me. I'm going with ignored me. I don't know, but that's how it seems. Dave, how are you?
Not doing too bad. Hanging in there with all the construction destruction going on. I'll be glad when it's done, but it's an interesting experience.
Yeah. Well, good luck with all that, Dave. I hope the dust stays down and the snake don't get too scared.
Yeah. Well, he knows something's going on. I saw the picture of your new pup. That's good looking. That's a good looking critter you got there, Jerry.
You can't have her for food, Dave.
Yeah.
It's a cute little doggy. Yeah. Kind of a funny name, really. I mean, for a dog, yeah.
She's after. She's named. She's named.
At least he didn't name it. At least he didn't name it Karen.
Well, they probably should have. She's named after one of the dogs that we had when I was, a full shepherd. She wasn't a mix. The comments seems to have dried up. Has anybody said anything after David Green?
Well, must be technical difficulties.
Okay, so
Speaking of Jerry's and Mr. Potato Heads,
oh
you
Lord,
know,
I heard that. What is wrong with people? Explain to me what's wrong with that. Is that sexism or something? Because they have a Mrs. Potato Head, and they kind of look black. They're brown because they're potatoes. Are they mad because they're not Oriental potatoes?
If you use jams, they'd be orange. Orange potato bad.
I don't understand why. I don't understand why they're doing this. I don't.
They're after Mr.
oh,
Potato
yeah,
Head.
Dave, you could make $1 million. Get a little plastic blonde wig, and you know, and shit. Put it on a yam, and you got fucking Trump potato head.
That company, it's Hasbro. Trump the best thing
Said that they were dropping the Mr. from Mr. Potato Head. So now I guess they're just doing. Yeah, your list.
So it's going to be a they or a them potato head.
I have no idea. I really don't know, and I'm a little afraid. I don't want to know. You know that because it is just so goddamn stupid.
Who the hell's looking? Who the hell's looking in Mr. Potato Head's pants anyway?
I don't. You're asking me? I don't know. I really don't know.
I don't get it. Somebody opens up a can of
Well,
worms.
the Jerry part of that was they want to change the NBA logo now.
Why?
Because they adapted it in 1970 something. It was a silhouette of Jerry West, and
Yeah.
some black player came out and goes, "We got to change that because Black Kings made this league, and it's a silhouette of Jerry West, the greatest Lakers player there ever was."
Black Kings made this league.
So it's not about equality. It's just wiping out. It's just wiping out the past.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they want to put Kobe Bryant on the logo, not just a silhouette like they got in basketball and in Major League Baseball. They want to actually put a picture of Kobe Bryant for the logo.
So wait a minute. So all sports now are focused around black people. There's nothing to do with white people with sports anymore.
Of course. Where the fuck you been?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, Jerry West, Bob Cousy. None of them had anything to do with it.
Yeah, Larry Bird.
The white people are getting kicked out of sports. Not to watch it anymore.
I don't know how you can tell of a silhouette is a white person or a black person.
I'll go back to watching Wild Kingdom reruns.
Wild Kingdom reruns. They'd find something racist about that because Jim's in charge and the Africans are just the guys that, they just hang on or hang out and do everything Jim tells them. And Marlon stays in a helicopter.
And why Kobe Bryant? What about Jordan?
Well, he died, so he's a martyr now. You know what I mean?
Jordan's the best ever.
Jordan came first.
Yeah, Jordan's the best ever. Plain and simple.
But what the fuck difference does it make? I mean, if they want to actually put his picture, not a silhouette, which means, could be anybody. Black Kings made basketball. In fact, really? All right. Well, then why are you always bitching all the time about everything? What the fuck? You know, play for free? Okay. Refuse your salary.
Eventually,
and change the logo.
all
That's
these
fine.
morons are going to just push it too far. There's not going to be people going to the games, nothing, and they're not going to get paid the big dollars. And that will be the day I am thrilled. I don't care what sport it is. Fuck them. Start all over again.
I don't know. It's like how it's like. I think these people just try to like think of something strange just to one up the weirdest fucking thing that happened yesterday.
These people they all need something to do to stop worrying about the bullshit, the trivia and the nonsense. These people have nothing to do except look for trouble. It's sick.
Hey, they need to look for a fucking job.
Yeah, well, that would be a start. Biden's taking the jobs away.
Mm-hmm. Randy Harris is here tonight. Destiny Paris. Okay, that's it.
Hey, Destiny, where's Tiffany?
Shorty? Shorty is parts unknown.
Yeah,
Possibly pros in Oklahoma.
Where's Shortykins?
Shortykins? I don't know. Daniel Rio is here. So that's good. Hey Daniel, I just realized something the other night. You used to be one of them couch people.
Really?
No, really.
Really?
I think so. We were just talking about it Wednesday.
He's been converted to a real person.
All right.
I think he was one of them couch people. Frickin' Daniel. Okay.
He got hooked on us.
I guess he won't give up. He still wants
it.
Waiting for another couch, I guess. I don't
know.
Welcome aboard, Dan.
Yeah. So anyway, it's good to see him. Randy's here. Jolene is here. Most of the Hee Haw gang, couch people. Maybe he wasn't. He doesn't seem to know who I'm talking about. I thought he was one of the couch people. You know, is this the auction for the couch people? I thought he was. Maybe he just showed up on one of those nights. I don't know. Never mind. I'm senile at this point, so you got to make excuses for me. Damn, that flag is still fucking
Maybe we had it. Maybe it was an alternate reality.
Although we had, like 40, 50 fucking funny, though.
Yeah. It's a shame they were morons.
The troll army was after us.
20 or 30 on here. They'll keep asking you about a couch up for auction.
I forgot how destroyed I was, but
yeah.
I forgot how traumatized I was, but yeah. Damn it! Now I remember. You're bringing it all back.
It's just more annoying than it is anything else. But if you try not to, go off the deep end, because they're just there to piss you off. One night, I think we shut the show down and came right back on.
They're all fans. It's diversity, Jerry.
I don't like diversity. I don't want. Well, let me rephrase. I don't like forced diversity. I just enjoy regular diversity, where whoever fuck wants to show up does. That's the kind of diversity I
bet there's.
Yeah, I think so. Barbara Ammons is here. Hello, Barbara.
I gotta tell you, I had a refreshing conversation today with a young guy. It was kind of refreshing.
A young guy?
I could tell you guys about it. Yeah, salesman actually.
And what did he have to say?
Did you end up selling him something?
Well, he came up to the garage and he had like an iPad and a clipboard, and I knew he was selling. So he was doing solar panel shit. He goes, "You got solar panels?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Are they working all right and everything?" And I'm like, "Yeah, they're fine," and blah blah blah. He's going door to door, which is a hard gig right on itself, And we start talking. He looked Hispanic or what, such forth, and we're talking. He's living in an Airbnb right now. I'm like, God, that's gonna be expensive. He's like, yeah, we're doing other things on the side. And I had my dog out here. He was telling me he just got a French bulldog, and he did 9 years in the Army, airborne, and we were talking about that. And he goes, "How old do you think I am?" And I'm like, "Well, you look about 28, 29." He goes, "Yeah, I'm 27." And we were talking. He was cool. He was like, "Yeah, I'm out here hustling." He's from Oregon or something. He says, "Yeah, this is whatever I can do." Blah blah. Tell me. I'm like, this is the kind of young fuck you want to talk to.
Yeah. Yep.
I want to answer Daniel's question.
Can you sue your landlord for uninhabitable residence for not having water for 2 weeks? I don't know how, if you can in Texas.
Put the money in escrow.
You got it. That I know you got to do in Florida. That's a must.
Talk to a lawyer.
Yeah. Always talk to a lawyer. His fault
Now,
you don't have
it
water?
might depend on whether the landlord is actually making an effort to fix the shit.
He probably. Yeah. So Biden decides to airstrike Syria, I see. Yeah. Oh, what was that? 30 days and he started a war? The Middle East and ignore them. I mean, I don't mind them so much killing each other. I really don't.
And send some of them back.
Yeah, that too. But
And he never conferred with Congress either. So even the Democrats in Congress are saying, "Hey, buddy, you might want to explain yourself."
Full control over nuclear power. So I don't see him being in office that much longer. This is a farce. It's a fucking farce. His presidency.
it is. This is what people wanted to run this country. Apparently, we'll be in some major war, probably the Middle East or Canada, one of those two. Because with Joe, you never can tell. He may send some bombers up there, blow up Toronto or something.
Shit, they may not have even told him that he bombed Syria. He in double quotes.
Syria? Where's that? Somewhere in Ohio? I don't know where that is.
When you really think about it, we don't defend our country. We defend everybody else's. Somebody came out the other day and said, let's just let unfettered immigration come in to save other countries from COVID. I'm like, do people think before they speak? Because even that's just the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I don't know.
The majority do not think before they speak.
I guess. Some of the stuff that just comes out of Washington is mind-boggling. Trump, that's kind of neat. Fellows and ladies, I have to say I'm regretting voting for him. I think the alternative might not have been that bad. 4 years and no airstrikes, 30 days in a bombing, go figure. Actually, he did drop the mother of all bombs over there, but he did it in a place where nobody got killed, as I guess like more of a message that stop fucking with us. But that was one time. And then of course Iran, when they screwed with us. Almost forgot about that when he killed big trash.
He took out that Soleimani or whatever the fuck his name was.
Fucking
the big salami.
I don't know, Glad Trash Baggy or something. I don't know what his name was, but you know, yeah, Mr. Hardword. My mom and sister voted for the pedo. That's why I could be a politician. I can't pronounce anybody's freaking name. But I don't understand why we keep going back over there. You know, if you're going to have a fucking war, you go over there, you kill a lot of people, you bomb the ever-loving fuck out of them, send them back to the freaking third grade, you collect up all your crap, and you bring it home, and that's the end of it. And you let them rebuild their own fucking country. But that's not how we fight wars, and haven't for a long, 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 long time. All right. I mean, I can understand.
Yeah, they pick a fight, they get it, we bust their ass, and we go rebuild them so we can fight them again later.
Yeah, and leave all our military.
Yeah, they're not getting the full treatment. They're not getting the full treatment.
Leave all our military shit over there, and civilian stuff from the contractors and all, like vehicles, weapons, all kind, for them to use against us 6 months down or a year down the road. It is utterly ridiculous. I don't give a damn how much it costs to take back. Bring it back. If bring it halfway back, dump in the fucking ocean. I don't care. Nice reef. Have a nice tank reef. It's beautiful. Or a Hummer reef. That's beautiful too for the Hummer.
It'll be cheaper to bring it back than it is to rebuild an entire country that you just fucked up.
Just pile it up and burn it.
It's the dawn of time. I swear to God. Okay, and it's time for them to learn a lesson and send them back to the Stone Age. I got to tell you, I'm starting not to care. I just don't give a shit anymore. I don't. But now we're turning around and we're starting it up again. They in the Middle East protect Israel. They're the only ones there. I mean, let me ask you, for Syria, all these places, what great medical advances come out of there? What great music comes out of there? What great anything really comes out of there? All right. They're more worried about the Allah and the screeching and the scrum and during prayer time and shit than they are anything else. They don't let women do jack shit. It's utterly and completely ridiculous. And yet we got to keep going after these people. I don't get it. Israel, let them kill each other. I hear Iran just wiped out a bunch of protesters the other day. It's like, okay. I would like to say that, we should protect everybody and this and that and the other. But I got starting to get real expensive. And not really worth it, because nothing, the outcome is always, we never actually win anything. I mean, what do we win? Look at China. China 20, 30, 40 years ago was the poorest country on frickin' earth, and now they're about ready to take over everything because our politicians have allowed them to do so. People are so used to buying crap that when they got to go buy something that's actually worth buying, they don't want to pay the price. So I won't be wearing a bag over my entire body and not being able to drive.
Fuckers for like 20 years or so. It's a never-ending war. I mean, we get that shit over with in like 10 minutes. That's what war used to be about.
Yep.
When you beat their ass.
Yep. You were bad. Now you're paid a price.
Price to fight them. Then we price to that. That's the stupid shit.
And they don't appreciate it. Then they burn the
I just don't give a shit. Something happened to my fucking.
It's the same old shit. Nothing gets fixed. It's just you put a Band-Aid on it, and it just comes back to haunt you again.
Yep.
Not even a Band-Aid. Spray a little Bactine on it, and that's about it.
The problem is this. It's very simple. We haven't won. We could fight them for another 1,000 years, and unless we actually fight them, we're not going to win. Everything is controlled. Yep. And then keep kicking their ass so that they remember it. Because well, I
let them kick each other's ass.
That's kind of for 4,000 years able to drive or leave the house without a male relative or whatever else. I mean,
Or I have 4 male witnesses that you were raped, or something like that.
And then they make you one of those chickeotomies.
Oh yeah, that female genital mutilation, unreal.
Grilling that dude about the genital mutilation and hormones for minors and blah blah. The dude, Jesus, I get he was like an ugly dude, but he's like 3 times as ugly as being a broad than he was as a dude. I mean, he couldn't get laid as a dude because he was so fucked up looking, but he ain't never gonna get laid as a woman.
Does anyone here believe that children should be taking hormones or, some sort of sex-changing drugs? Does anyone on here believe that should be happening?
No.
I mean,
they're developed yet. How can they know what the hell they are?
I mean, we got people I just read the other day. They come out of the uterus, slap down on the table, and they are raised as transgenders from that point on. It's like, how do you do? A lot of these kids that are going to end up killing themselves because they made a kid decision at 14 or 12 or something, and by 21 there's nothing else. It's just unreal how this seems to be okay.
For the destruction of a family and society, more
Apparently.
division. Now they want to take control of the children.
I don't know. Is
Well, the
anybody?
government thinks they're better to control children than you are.
Yeah.
They've already said that.
Are you anybody on here agree with
Leftists,
that?
they'll-
I just want to know because I don't understand people think that's okay. Kids got a hard enough time growing up than worrying about what sex they are. And if you tell a kid enough that a boy, or say for instance that he's a girl, um, long enough, they start to believe it. Look at that little kid they had dancing in adult bars and stuff. Desi says it's state sanctioned child abuse. Barbara says many that do at a young age go back and later regret it. Yep. Larry Burns, Nick Young both says hell no. Barbara Ammons says no, I don't agree. Yeah, it's like I don't know what the hell's going through these people's heads.
They had that kid on the Ellen DeGeneres show. And they're all like, oh, it's so fantastic what you're doing. You're such a hero and pioneer. And oh, man.
Well, it almost seems to be like a status symbol now for these celebrities. To have one of their kids be some trans thing. 5-10 years ago, it was, like Angelina Jolie, they had to adopt, some impoverished fucker. Now they got to turn their own kids into, transgenders, and that's how, cool they are now. It's almost a perverted fucking status symbol.
Well,
yeah, it's like, hey, look at my new circus act I got here.
yeah.
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 All it is a fucking clown show.
It will cause lifelong mental illness.
Circus.
Yeah. And what about the parents' mental illness for allowing it? Divorce. The father is trying to stop the woman from starting the kid on the transition drugs. The judge is allowing it. It's insane. How in the fuck can this be?
What they want to be in life, believe me.
My brother, when I
And
was,
they haven't, most of them, if it's before puberty, they don't know what the fuck they want to be. They might think of something, or it was put in their head,
when I was a
or
little,
it's what they're around all the time.
when I was a little kid,
Like some crazy ass mama.
yeah. When I was a little kid, my brother wanted to be a police car. I mean, that just right there. He's like 5, 4, something like that. He wants to be a police car. I was like, okay. I thought that was funny. I laughed my ass off at him, but
They want to be a transformer.
yeah, something, But I'm like, I don't stand a chance. The guys are winning all these championships. How in the fuck? I mean, I don't know. I got to tell you the truth. I don't know what kind of upbringing they had, but to win a women's championship as a man would not make me feel proud at all. It wouldn't.
Have they started trans species yet?
Well, some people have. I think that's in Texas, though. I'm not sure. Behind the barn.
Yeah, some of them go out in the woods, prove trees and shit, and so
Yeah, I
You
don't
know,
know.
they
start making animal noises.
came out with a list of you can't call somebody a chicken, and
Jesus.
that's an insult to chickens, and you're not a pig just because you're whatever. That's insulting to pigs. And It's like these animals don't know what the fuck they do. It's insulting to pig. I don't think a pig gives a flying fuck what you call a pig.
Are these animals complaining?
I was going to say, what chicken came up with this one? And how quickly was he on the dinner table afterward? I don't know.
It's like, pigs haven't figured out why you're fattening them up either.
Yeah,
They're not very smart.
I got to tell you something. This world is so
They
ass
probably had
fucking
to
backwards.
talk about that.
This world,
Some animals found out that it was a conspiracy.
this world is so completely out of whack that 100 years from now, people are going to be scratching their heads saying, "What the fuck was wrong with these people?" Or worse than that, they're going to win, and that's how the people 100 years. Can you imagine what the people 100 years are now going to be like? And these kids that we're growing up and we're teaching, you keep getting a second chance. They're starting to take over. Bullshit. They're starting to take over, and a lot of them, and it just keeps getting worse, which means that this is going to keep getting worse. And when Mr. Potato Head is dropping the Mister for whatever fucking reason, I'm done. I need the world to just stop for a minute, and I want to step off, and then you all can continue your little journey to psychotic hell. That'll be fun. Truly, we are living in the twilight zone. We need to have a commune. I swear to God.
From Toys R Us to Weeby Toys.
We need to have like a fucking
Call
commune
where Toys R Us and complain about the potato head.
Or we have our own shit and that's it. Because I don't know. I swear to God, I can't take living around some of these people. I mean, yesterday I was driving home from Gainesville and actually saw a lady in front of me doing 30 miles an hour with a Biden-Harris sticker on the back, and all I could think was, another fucking Democrat. And that's not really right.
Wonder how much she paid for her last fuel up.
I don't know, but I paid today. It's up to $2.59. Which I know is not as high as some of you guys, but for here it is. It's going right as it'll be at $3 in another few months. What was cost?
$3.99 yesterday.
Yeah, exactly.
And I filled up my truck. It cost me $47. I still had gas in it, so it wasn't the whole 26 gallons.
Hey, Stephen Tolliver.
$2.19.
Yeah, I paid.
Today, it went up 10 cents.
I paid goddamn, I can't remember. It was, I think, $29 or $39 today to fill up, and I still had about an eighth of a tank left. About a month or so, when Trump was still in office, like December, I was paying, $2.09.
Shit, we were paying in like the 160 and 170 range.
Let's see, 301 here in Pittsburgh. Last month on the 10th, it was 209 a gallon. Yeah. Well, we tried to warn people. Once Biden got in, everything was going up. I don't know how Trump managed to keep gas prices down. I mean, I know he made us our own energy producer. That's going to end up, I mean, they canked the frickin' pipe forever, so... Let's see. Destiny says here it's 130 a liter. Okay, but a liter I think is less than a liter. That's expensive.
Hey, speak English here.
No, that's expensive because you think about a 2 liter. Yeah, because
Oh yeah, that's like over $5.
yeah, think about it, Nick. A two-liter bottle of soda we get at the store, it's half of that for $1.30.
Right. Can't get over their attacking Mr. Potato Head. What is this, the war on vegetables?
I don't know. You know, I saw that and I'm like, I can't read this because if I do, I'm gonna spend the rest of the day pissed
Maxine
off.
Potter is probably the potato head spokesman.
She looks like a potato head. The one that
Now
got
they said
rejected.
they're not going to remove the Mr. from the individual product. It's just the whole line is just for the potato head.
Why?
So they can be more inclusive. So kids can make up their own crazy ass mind what they want their potato head to be in.
Holy shit.
It just goes against insulting the people that don't have a daddy, so they got to get rid of the Mister.
Hold on, I'm doing something.
Well, are they going to have transgender potato kids?
So she would be.
Mrs. Potato Head looks just like the Rachel Levine bitch or Bronze Man, whatever you want to call her.
Let's see, $5.20 for a gallon of gas. I'm sorry, just under. So say $5 a gallon they're paying for gas in Australia.
$4.94.
Is it? Because you figured it out okay? Because 3.8 liters equals a gallon according to Stephen Tolliver.
3.8 times 1.3 is $4.94.
Yeah, that is. Well, one time we were when I was screaming at the gas station and everybody was laughing at me.
Well, like in a lot of these European countries, gas is that expensive and such forth, but they don't drive that fucking far. They their A to B is not that fucking far. In a lot of countries, so it's like relative to them.
No, because Australia.
And in most of those countries, a lot of the countries don't produce oil and gas or anything. So they have to.
No, it's not. It never
The
leaves.
oil and gas Trump got us out there. Now Biden fucked that up and backed us the fuck out of that.
Yeah.
Now we're going to pay more because we're going to import more. We're going to export.
Yep. And now the oil fields are going to drop off. Your son-in-law Nick got to work yet, or what's the story there?
Yeah, he finally, after I don't know how many months, half a year now, they finally rigged up, got on a location.
Huh.
Finally.
We'll see how long.
He can go back to driller. Hey,
we'll see.
He was down to like 25% of his pay.
Wow.
You better stop drilling her there. They got 5 kids.
Yeah, well, she fixed that, so that's done.
Well, in the end, we're all fucked.
In a way, we didn't want to happen. But
pretty soon, we'll be.
Larry, now you just didn't say in the end after I said in the end. Well, that was like, well.
No, I'm not going to talk that way about Jasmine.
It didn't sound right.
No, I'm not going to talk that way about Jasmine. So there you go. Anyway, between the gas prices shooting up, the food prices will again shoot up and already are. And everything else we buy shooting up. We'll probably be sending troops somewhere soon for another fucking useless war that we're not going to win. And because you're not allowed to shoot anybody or do anything until they kill you first. It's just going to be a damn mess. And we can expect, I'm going to tell you right now, folks, I'm going to make a prediction right now. We can expect 8 years of this at minimum. Minimum.
Tell you what, if Biden wants to start a new war, he round up all the illegals and slap uniforms on them and throw them out for cannon fodder.
Yeah, instant citizenship.
Yeah, no.
Serve, 4 years.
No, the problem is that he'll send Americans
Well,
and
he's
protect the
effective.
illegals.
If you make it that.
Yeah,
Yeah, imagine that. Instead of telling them to come back to court within a year, well, we're just going to put you in the military so we know where you are, and we'll work it from there.
No, what's going to happen is he's going to send Americans and protect the illegals, guys. It's nothing to joke about. These.
Yeah.
The illegals always get protected, and the Americans get
we all
fucked.
know that.
They're letting these fuckers in with the COVID or whatever, and they're not testing them. They're not doing anything. Not that I believe the tests are worth a shit, but whatever. Okay, they don't give a damn about Americans. That's the fucking problem. All they care about is voters, and they're going to have them. And if they don't, they'll just do like they did in the last election and cheat. It'll be wonderful for them. Everybody's now the only thing they got left. Well, Trump will run in 24. Yeah, Trump's not running in 24.
They got their vote cheating down to a science.
It doesn't even have to be a science. It's so fucking blatant. I do not, for the life of me, get how no one can see what is going on. There are people out there that actually think this election was on the up and up. It wasn't.
There's nobody watching the watchers.
Well, there is, but then they're in the back pocket. What does that mean? I mean, they could put out any report they want, and the government just buries it. You think McConnell wasn't in on this crap and all that? There was the Republicans, too. They're all a bunch of damn crooks and liars and thieves and scumbags, and we just keep voting them back in. By the way, Stephen, you went to Washington. What happened?
Well, all intents and purposes, it's a dictatorship.
2024. Okay, I'll believe it when I see it. And you know what? It's not going to matter. They're not going to let him back in. He can run all he wants. They will not let him back in. And then we got 4 years of possible stability, at least in a few areas. And then
they'll start the impeachment shit all over again.
Yep, he'll be the only president impeached 15 fucking times by the time it's over. I, for the life of me, can't figure out why he's coming back for more. Other than the fact you don't like the, so-called lose. They're not going to let him back in.
Got it.
I cannot divulge the facts of the meeting at this time.
What's in there now is got to be all fleshed out. We need to start all over again. Somehow, some way, that's what needs to be done.
Well, Stephen can't divulge the facts of his meeting in Washington, D.C. at this time. Okay. Let me ask you this then. Is there any fucking hope for this country, Stephen? Maybe you can answer that.
According to the left, Trump would rather be pissed on in a Russia bad than pissed off.
I guess. I don't know. This is the main thing that has to happen in this country. Some of these big businesses and they just need to start saying no. We're not doing this for diversity.
We're not doing this for this. We're not doing this for that. You know what? At some point, somebody just needs to start saying no, and the rest will fall in line. It's just utterly fucking ridiculous how we have so many, every company's got to prove how they're more woke than the next. I am just over it. I'm over it. Everybody caves in the end. They talk a great game. They say this is wrong, that's wrong. People complaining about Super Bowl commercials. I can remember when Super Bowl commercials were actually funny. Now they all have to have a fucking theme. It's like cartoons. Cartoons were great to watch. Now they got to have a moral. Cartoons shouldn't have a moral. They're fucking tunes. You sit there, you're throwing some Rice Krispies in your face, and you're watching the fucking Bugs Bunny, or the Roadrunner ramming somebody with an anvil or something. Come on.
Well, they just censored the Muppets. There's too many racial stereotypes, blah, blah, ding, 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 the Muppets. I never watched Muppets. I was too old for that, but I know what they are. It's like, you can't have the Swedish chef on there anymore that just goes, Morty, 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 Morty. Which is like, how offensive is that? Did anybody in Sweden really give a fuck?
No. Regular people don't give a shit about this. It's these kids in college, which it always is, no matter if you look back like Vietnam, it was always the kids in college, very few, some adults, but mostly kids in college who are being, and so on and so forth. It's always them, and then they force the politicians to do this crap, and over time, this is where we're at now. Everything we've done in the past, and got this is where we're at. And then while we're all arguing about something trivial like Mr. Fucking Potato Head, they're up there insulating themselves some laws, rules, regulations, and everything else.
That just sounds so funny, Mr. Potato Head.
I had a Mr.
Shouldn't it be offensive to call anything a potato head?
I don't know.
I mean, that right there.
Well, not a
Just got to pull that
potato.
whole product line.
He's a fucking potato.
Absolutely.
I had a Mr. Potato Head when I was a little kid, and I watched the Muppets on Sesame Street. Those were the Muppets at one point.
I had a Mr. Did you ever have a Mr. Turtle?
I may have. That sounds vaguely familiar.
Squeeze them and bubbles come out of them.
Yeah, maybe not. I don't know.
I don't know, but like now what was the fucking Muppet that lived in the garbage can?
Oscar.
Now that's offensive to homeless people.
Oscar.
Fucking A.
Yeah, Oscar.
Oscar the Grouch.
Oscar now deserves a free apartment and a cell phone.
Welfare.
And all kind of good stuff.
Yeah. Well, Steven says there is a chance it's slim.
They're like, when? Why? Jesus.
I don't know, guys. I have no faith whatsoever in the system. Anything that has to do with government. I mean, at least the government and the people of this country used to have some common sense, mostly coming from the people. Now, every day, it's something new and utterly fucking ridiculous. Michael Anthony B is here. How you doing?
Hey, Mike.
With no picture. He's got no picture on it. What is it? This is like a burner page? How you doing?
You remember Mike?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, I know who he is. I know who he is.
I don't really give a fuck either, but it's okay.
That's nice. We got 8 people on here, and you're pissing one of them off. That's good, Dad. That's good there, man. That's good. I don't know. So it's just
Okay, yeah, people gotta have their James Bond IDs. Really, it's fine with me, I guess.
it's his real name, I think. Might be a backup page. I don't know. Probably Michael B. Anthony or Anthony Mike B. Anthony Michael or something. I don't know. Robert Wood is now Wood Bobby.
No, that's the correct. Those are the correct initials.
Well, what the hell's the B stand for?
His last name.
I don't know, Susan B. Anthony. I don't know.
No.
What the fuck.
No, it's his last name. All right, well, whatever. That's fine. I don't really give a shit. That's fine.
Michael B. He might be related to Auntie. I don't know.
Perhaps he's one of the Sheriff Opie's freaking relatives. That could be it. It's not really Sheriff Opie either.
There you go. Well, he's out in the country, so that's possible.
That's
Oh yeah, you know what's funny? My son, I watch Gomer Pyle and Green Acres and Hogan's Heroes, and he loves watching it at night. And you know, they're all stereotypical. You know,
yeah.
you can't have some hillbilly dumb fuck. You know, that's prejudice. And Green Acres, you can't have some European dumb fuck. That's prejudice. And you can't have well, I guess you can't have the Germans that are the dumb fucks and Hogan's Heroes. But that's okay. But, it's like they still have those on. I don't know why, but they're funny. That's why they're fucking on.
Yep. I was watching some old wrestling interviews. Some of the guys, some of the stuff they used to say in their interviews and stuff was amazing. And it's what brought money in. Let's see. Jimmy Collins is with us. Hello, Jimmy. I just figure, whatever. Green Acres is the place to be. Michael Anthony loved Green Acres. I was not much of a Green Acres fan. I watched it, but it's just because it was on most of that. It wasn't a big. I liked Petticoat Junction. I loved Hogan's Heroes. As soon as the drums, as soon as the drums started, you got to be out there on the floor watching the TV.
They had so many great character actors on Green Acres, like
Mr. Haney
and Mr. Kimball, and
yep,
yeah, the fucking sleazy salesman, and they're fucking hilarious, man. It's fucking hilarious.
You had to climb up the telephone pole to use the phone.
Yeah, I remember that. I used to like Petticoat
Climb up
Junction.
the pole to get your internet.
Steven watches those shows every night too.
Their house was never fucking finished. Why they closed it?
Says he
Arnold the Pig.
Yeah.
Zsa wasn't hard to look at.
No, that's why I didn't like it though. She just I don't know what it was about that show. I just wasn't a big fan. I like Petticoat Junction. I like not Green Acres. I loved was it Jed Clampett? What the hell was that? Beverly Hillbillies.
Well, yeah, it was the same thing. I mean, Mr. Douglas was the fish out of water.
Yeah.
In the middle of that,
Does anybody
Beverly Hillbillies were the
anybody remember the Real McCoys back in the 50s?
I wasn't alive.
Oh yeah, Walter Brennan.
Yeah.
Wasn't alive. I like the old slapstick comedy from Jimmy Collins, Barbara Ammons. We had a party line back in the late '60s. Yeah, we never had a party line. I don't think. Every once in a while, you can hear somebody talking over the phone. No, like there was like an echo or something. Andy Griffith, I liked that. Gomer Pyle was okay. Didn't like Green Acres much. Hogan's Heroes, I liked. As soon as the drums came on, everybody's rushing out to watch Hogan's Heroes.
Which was, the most far-fetched out of them, but yeah, the party line thing, yeah, I had a party line in the 60s.
Did you?
Yeah, you pick up the phone and there'd be people talking, like you were talking to them.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, they're still on. You just hang it up.
Hell's Navy was pretty cool. Captain Binghamton.
Yeah.
Getting screwed over.
I liked, what else? In our house,
Well, you
let's
gotta have
see.
the strength, man. It was the same as Hogan's Heroes. McHale and Hogan and Klink and fucking Captain Binghamton were the same fucking thing.
Yeah, well, it's formula. Whatever worked. Oh, I loved Ralph Cramden. Yeah. Archie Bunker, especially. My favorite show of all time is All in the Family. And it was hilarious. Al Bundy. I love Al Bundy. The Honeymooners.
Jeffersons.
Hello,
Never
Ball.
watched the Bundy show. Never watched it. Can't stand that fucking guy.
He was.
I've never watched that. What that? All My Children or Married with Children. I couldn't stand it and never watched it. I don't think I ever seen a whole episode.
I love that show. It's pretty good. Yep. They'll make them. Now everything has to have some kind of theme with race in it. I don't get it. How bad, and then for a long 4 years, it was how bad Trump was and how racist he was, blah, blah, blah. Mine was the Golden Girls. I liked the Golden Girls, Jolene. They were some funny chicks. Sanford and Son. Yep. The Jeffersons.
It wasn't a comedy, but a comedy. But I remember Dragnet when you heard
Yep.
TV. Dun, 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 dun.
Yep. This is the city. Yep. Dragnet. I have a DVD.
Joe Friday.
I got DVDs
Dragnet
around
was
here.
mandatory. The same with Bonanza. That was fucking
Oh
mandatory.
yeah, and Gunsmoke. Gunsmoke in our house was big. Our couple. Let's see, Sonny and Cher. My parents loved that. My mother loved that Polish guy. What the hell's his name? Bobby Vinton.
Wagon Train.
Now they didn't get into Wagon Train.
Bonanza.
But Bonanza definitely. Adam 12. Yep, used to love Adam 12.
Fucking Johnny Carson was mandatory for everybody,
Yep.
every adult in the
Yep.
country.
Yep. And he was good.
He got away with a lot of stuff.
He was funny.
The FCC.
I mean, can you imagine Don Rickles trying to be a comedian these days? He couldn't do it. He insulted everyone, and he was, like, now he'd
They
be
can
just,
make you laugh without cursing.
yeah, but he would be thrown out and ran out on a rail because of the things he said. Did anybody watch Wings? I never liked that show. I don't know why. I think I watched it once. I wasn't impressed. So, but it was obviously very popular. So,
I don't remember that one.
Wings.
Remember everything else everybody is saying.
Wings was
My
on.
mom and dad still like it.
I think Wings
Andy
was.
Griffith,
Wings was on in
Adam
the 80s or
12.
90s or something.
Golden Girls, every fucking afternoon.
My wife watches the Golden Girls show. They got these things down here on TV where there's like 50 of them on in a row. That's what she does. She watches the Golden Girls.
like this AMC channel or whatever the hell it's called.
Yeah.
And watch that shit all day long.
I-
Like, look, I pay for like 600 fucking channels around here. Watch something new
Yeah, it's
and
the.
in color.
Oh, I watch TCM. I love black and white. Are you kidding me? Love black and white.
Yeah, but you watch the same
Actually,
shit.
AMC used to be like.
Dave goes all the way back to Car 54. Roger Crawford.
This is what I'm
I
gonna.
remember when cartoons didn't have talking. They were just music playing in the background. Farmer Gray cartoons, they were really old.
Yeah, Tom and Jerry was like that for sure.
Back in the
That's
day,
all it was.
Back-
Even when they had talk in the background for the rest.
back in the day in the 90s there, in the like from in the 90s, AMC was like TCM. There were no commercials and it was all black and white movies. And then suddenly they started having commercials at the between movies, and I knew it was coming to an end. And then they came up with TCM, which now is literally just an old movie channel. You see like Bogart and John Wayne sometimes, that kind of stuff. Very few.
Our TV looked like a piece of furniture.
Yeah, it was a piece of. It was on wheels. Once the
TV
console
looked like a piece of furniture with a round screen. It just had a square frame around it to make it.
$100.
Hey,
It was
Dave,
a console was on wheels.
You remember this? Jerry, you won't know what this is. None of you guys. Dave might. You remember when they come up this fucking invention? It was like about let's say eighth inch or something, like plastic sheet.
I've
that you
seen
could
that.
Put over your black and white TV to make it look like color.
Yeah.
It was some kind of kaleidoscope fucking thing that would make colors when it projected through the fucking film of it.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, that looked like goddamn dog shit.
Yeah, well,
I think it cost like $5 or something.
That was the first color high resolution.
See,
That's
Big
stupid. Too.
Big Valley, I loved. The Rifleman, I loved, and of course, all John Wayne. You can't. I mean, John Wayne. One of the best movies ever made was The Shootist. True story. Big Valley, though. Love Nick Barkley. He was the man.
McQueen.
No, fuck Steve McQueen. He's a punk. Our first color TV was an RCA XL1.
Randall.
Josh Randall. What?
McQueen had a series.
Yeah, one. He was a cowboy of some sort. What the hell was that one? Hell, I used to love the Lone Ranger when I was a kid, and even as a
That was
kid,
it. He carried a sawed-off shotgun in a pistol holster.
oh, okay, all right. Even as a kid, I realized the Lone Ranger kept running past the same rock on the same chase like 15 times.
Yeah, no shit, huh?
How about when they touch a rock? How about when they touch a rock and it depresses like it's fake?
Yeah, or them old, like, there was this one movie where the rocks were coming down and they were literally bouncing off the people and the people were going, ah!
Avalanche. Yeah.
I don't know.
Nerf balls bouncing off of it.
Isn't
What was
saying,
that science fiction flick that had the attack of the giant rabbits? That was kind of stupid.
oh, that was, yeah, Stuart Whitman was in that. Oh, what the fuck was that called? I don't know, what's the Latin name for rabbits? What wasn't the Latin name for rabbits? Wasn't that it? Whatever that is.
Hare?
No, that's not a Latin.
Harris Ravicus.
No, I remember that flick. I watched it. I watched the one with where all the animals were huge, and the one guy was fighting a chicken, and then they rats and all kinds of shit, and all horrible. I love them movies. I do. Off Winchester 30-30 in his sling holster. Joss Randall was the bounty hunter Steve McQueen started from Dave Rougeau. Night of the Lepers. That's what it was from Barbara Hammond. Night of the Lepers. Yep.
What I said.
You said sawed-off shotgun. You said sawed-off shotgun. Not it was. I remember.
I did, but so what?
Night of the Lepers.
It was a revolver sawed-off shotgun.
What?
French for rabbit is lapin.
What was the one they had with the giant grasshoppers climbing up the buildings? That was great.
I don't remember that one. Them was great.
Anybody remember
Remember them?
the daring Dobermans? This dude that trained his pack of dogs to rob places.
I don't remember if I ever watched it. I've seen shit on it.
Yeah, they walked in. They were all like, did their whole duty. They knew exactly what they were doing. And, they would growl at people and be like, they're like, oh, we're robbing it. Like, yeah.
How about them? About the giant ants out in the desert? That was a great. Had James Arness and
Them.
James Arness was in, a famous guy. The doctor was a famous guy. The woman, the love interest was pretty famous. Yeah, that was a great flick. And then when James Arness played the creature from the Arctic or something, he was all dressed up in a green rubber suit.
He was the Thing.
The Thing, yeah,
The original
one,
Thing.
yeah, where they had to. I think they electrocute him or something at the end.
Yep. He got between
but then he knew what they were doing and jumped off the fucking talent trail.
Yeah, but they got him
anyways.
They got him in the end, yeah. James Arness was good friends with John Wayne. I remember. He was in a few of his flicks. The Thing was awesome. Yeah, that was pretty good.
And everybody knows that he was Peter Graves' brother.
Yep.
They were brothers.
And
that's true.
And he was way better actor than Peter Graves. Peter Graves was like old Stony Face. But he was great in Mission Impossible. Yeah, the veggie man. Yeah. That's what he looked like. He looked like a stalk of celery in that suit.
Yeah, but you go, yeah, those are fucking brothers.
Stupidest show I ever saw
You were
was
talking about the
yeah, attacking a 50-foot man. There was a lot of attacks by large people. I remember that. Stupidest show I ever saw was Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. I have never seen that. It's annoying. But if you ever get a chance, Nick, and you want to see something really, really bad, Plan 9 from Outer Space by Ed Wood. It had, who was the vampire guy?
Plan 9 from Outer Space.
Yeah, I have that on my DVR.
I don't know why this Ed Wood guy is so revered. I mean, he was a weirdo. I mean,
Earth versus the Spider, 1958.
No,
Dave would love his movies, no doubt.
Plan 9 from Outer Space had Bela Lugosi he was in it. And halfway through the flick, there's a vampire involved in this movie. Attack of the Crab Monsters, yep. Um, and they would only do faraway shots of a stand-in because he was dead. And he was on heroin big time at the time. Movie. Yep. Where
all right, Jerry, you know the answer to this
like
one.
the fucking hamsters were coming after
Best
everybody.
Bogart movie.
Oh, Sierra Madre.
I have all these movies.
That's my bet. That's my bet for the best Bogart.
Oh no,
movie.
I love that
Treasure of
movie.
Sierra Madre.
Treasure, yeah, I love that movie. That's a great movie. That's one of his better ones, I think. Although Maltese Falcon was pretty good, but there was you know, a lot of good people in that too. He died before he finished it. He died halfway through it, and they could only do long shots of him from that point forward. It's insane. You know, with gravestones falling over.
Sure.
You could see the ground was just like green
You turned
indoor
me on.
outdoor carpet. It's terrible.
You turned me on to a good movie, The Naked Prey from 1966.
Oh, that was great.
I finally found that movie.
That was kind of like,
Was that the Cornell Wilde running
yeah,
through the jungle?
yeah.
Yeah.
That was kind of,
Well, they,
Oh, yeah. No, that's a great
Yeah.
movie.
they could have avoided all that problem by giving the natives a little wampum to go through their land. That's all they wanted. But the guy that was running the show was real mean to the guy.
yeah.
And they want one of them got cooked. One of them got cooked on a spit. The other ones got handed off to the old ladies. What a mess.
Oh yeah, that's a great fuck. That was scary as fuck all
Yeah.
the way through. Like, you know,
He runs through
God,
the,
you think he's getting
Definitely.
away, and then they're still
Definitely,
fucking
and
chasing them. They're
and
chasing them, chasing them.
Yeah.
and then in
You
the
have to
end,
see through the whole movie.
the last fucking guy just kind of waves at him, turns around, and goes back home. Dr. Phibes. Yeah, I love Vincent Price. I do. But yeah, Cornell, that was a great flick, man. That was kind of like the original Tom Hanks on the Island movie, where it was one guy who barely spoke throughout the whole film, you know, except for in the beginning mostly.
Has anybody out there ever seen Emerald Forest?
I've seen Petrified Forest. That was
Oh.
Humphrey Bogart.
That's a movie worth watching.
I've seen The Petrified Forest. That's pretty good with Humphrey Bogart. I've seen
That 21 with Gene Hackman was pretty.
I watched. Let's see, Key West was pretty good, or Key Largo. Key Largo was pretty good. The House of Wax, I thought was Vincent Price's best flick. Loved that movie.
Zulu Dawn with
Oh, that
1979.
Burt Lancaster. He wasn't in that. That was Michael Caine and that a British guy.
No, yeah, they're
English
all
guy.
English fuckers.
No. Michael
Burt
Caine.
Lancaster.
Well, yeah, Michael Caine is English, but the other guy was pretty famous too. The one who actually was in command. But that was a great movie. That movie was great. It was actually kind of close
Yeah,
to
with
what
the
actually
sergeant major
happened.
that started singing and shit at the end and everything.
Yeah,
Boris Rift or whatever, whatever the riff was.
How the hell did I think Burt Lancaster was in that?
I don't know. What the fuck's his name? Yeah, he was.
You know, he was always so. I never liked Burt Lancaster. He was
Oh, wait a second.
over the top.
I'm right.
Over
You
the
got
top fucking
Peter,
Burt
O-
Lancaster.
Peter O'Toole, Simon Ward,
Yeah.
Bob Hoskin, and Burt Lancaster was Colonel Anthony Dunford.
Okay,
Well, he
that
didn't have
wasn't.
a big part in it. Or
That
anything.
might have
Simon
been.
Ward, I think, was the other,
Okay,
the
Burt,
Michael Caine counterpart. I think.
you're not talking about the same flick because because Michael Caine and the other guy, who was not Burt Lancaster, were the two main characters in that. You sure you're not
There
talking?
was one called Zulu with Jack
Yeah,
Hawkins.
that was probably what it was.
Jacobson.
There was Zulu, and then there was Zulu Dawn. Zulu Dawn was the one with Michael
Right.
Caine.
Right, that was in 1979. 1904 was just Zulu with Stanley Baker, Jack Hawkins, Lula Jacobson.
Jack,
The Zulu movie was way earlier than that with Michael
No,
Caine.
Michael
that was like
Caine-
in the late 60s.
actually, that was Michael Caine's first major movie. I think that was in the 60s, Zulu Dawn, where they protected that tiny little outpost and killed thousands of them. And there was a lot of fairly famous people. They say, I've watched videos on it. It was fairly close to what really happened, although there was some fucking, I think they call it artistic something. But it was good flick. It was. Wizards was a
Well,
good.
yeah, they grabbed the one dude. I think the family of whoever the dude. Remember the con man that didn't want to fight, was always in trouble, and he survived. His family like sued the movie because he was not like that. He was like heroic and shit. And he got awarded medals and shit for the action. They portrayed him as totally like a scumbag, but he wasn't like that.
Yeah, yeah, that was true. I don't know if he sued him or not or whatever, but I know that he was not a malingerer. He wasn't anything like that. He won the Victoria's. There was like 6 or 8 Victoria's Crosses given, which is like our Medal of Honor for that one action, because the Zulus who had it also, they were left behind because they were not needed. And Stanley Baker, who played the guy in command, was like an engineer, and they didn't need him for nothing. But they wiped out the entire main force,
What's the war movie?
and then they came for them.
What was the movie? What was the movie where what's his name? Lee Marvin and some Japanese soldier both wound up marooned on a desert island
Yeah.
in the Pacific. And they had to learn how to get along with each other.
What the hell was that called?
And I've seen it. I don't remember the name of it.
Yeah, him and Toshiro Mifune. Toshiro Mifune was the Japanese guy. He was pretty famous because he was in like Pearl Harbor, the original one. I can find out real quick.
At the
Then
end
you
of
got Mrs. Allison with Bob Mitchum. That was a good movie.
Oh, yeah, I saw that once. That was pretty good.
Joe,
That was pretty good. Let's
Robert
see.
Mitchum, Burgess Meredith.
She was a nun, and she was a nun, and he was a jarhead that got stranded, and they hid out, and he stole food and blah blah, and they'll let Dingo Dongo.
Yeah,
That was a
something,
good movie.
something, Mr. Roberts or whatever his name was.
So
I guess Robert Mitchum was like, you wouldn't want to like fuck with him in real life either. I heard a story. He was in a bar with somebody, and the other person was Robert Mitchum. You're Mr. Tough Guy, are you? And Robert Mitchum said, "Hey, what do you want? What? What's going on here?" And dude wouldn't leave him alone and kept like poking him in the chest. And he grabbed the guy by the back of the neck and slammed his head down on the bar and said, "Leave me the fuck alone."
yeah. Mitchum was in played a lot of good movies. I remember some of the older war flicks like Bridge over River Kwai, Bridget Toko Ree, Bridget the
He
Devil's
wasn't
Parade,
in that
Dirty
one
Cousin,
either. He
Enemies
wasn't in
Below,
that
Great
fucking
Escape.
movie.
He wasn't
I mean,
in.
they were all great movies. Back
He
in those
wasn't in The Great Escape. Robert Fixham.
He
days. No,
wasn't
I
in.
know, but I'm just mentioning other movies that I liked back in
The
those days.
Bridges. The Big Red One was a great war flick.
There was only one star in The Great Escape, and we know who it was.
Yeah, it was James Garner.
Steve McQueen.
Hills. Just Hills.
They didn't let John Wayne in that movie because he wasn't tall enough.
I know. They couldn't hide the ditches that all the other actors had to walk in next to him.
Jesus Christ, I'm trying.
You know, for Jerry's hero, you know, I don't like to get on too much, but you know, John Wayne's greatest cinematic masterpiece was him as Genghis Khan.
Yeah, that probably could have been. He didn't even like that movie. He said that was a bad plan. He would, man, his shot Liberty Valance was good. Lee Marvin was a fucking war hero. Lee Marvin was a fucking war hero, man. He was in Ship of Fools. If you ever get a chance to see that, that was pretty good too.
You know, he never really got. He always stuck with action shit. He never tried to do much drama stuff. Lee Marvin.
No, he was an action guy. That's why.
You know,
and he didn't give a shit about nothing. He was an alcoholic. He just,
but,
let me make some money here. I'm happy. Played a lot of military guys because he was in the military, knew how to act like one.
Hey, you know, you get something sent down your pipeline that you're used to doing. You know, he didn't, you know, particularly think he was a great actor. You know, fuck yeah, you got a war movie? Yeah, I'm good. Let's go.
Well, I can't find the name of that fucking movie about the Pacific with them two on the island. Queen was
Lee
great.
Marvin
I
on the
remember the
island
name.
with the jam.
Hey, Jerry, I think it was called Hell in the Pacific.
Hell on the Pacific, that's what it was, exactly.
No, that doesn't sound familiar. Is it?
I think so, yeah.
And the Jap dude taught him how to fish, and they started to cohabitate.
Yeah.
Let's not go, you know, like cohabitate, but coexist and all that shit. And then what happened? At the end, didn't they have to, like, once somebody coming, were the Japs coming and Lee Marvin had to hide or something? I don't remember.
In the end, they got, I don't know who did the bombing, but they were in a place that they both got bombed out
Let's see,
after all that bullshit.
Shorty Sullivan's here. How you doing? The baby was fussy, so she's late. Well, we'll deduct points for that, just so you know. Does anybody remember the true story movie of the execution of Private Slovak? He was the only person executed, during World War II for cowardice. I know that I've read that he was
I don't believe I don't believe he was the only one.
no.
Been possible.
I think they used him. He was a scapegoat. That guy. I don't know. Let's see. Jimmy Stewart was great. Loved Jimmy Stewart. Shenandoah was a good movie. Yes, it was. Um, there was another one where what's his name? Douglas, where it was the French army and they had Kirk Douglas had to pick three men to be executed because his troops ran instead of fought, and the generals were okay with these guys being killed, and it, kind of crazy shit goes on in war, man.
I remember. Yeah, I remember that movie.
Yeah,
I remember that one.
yeah.
You remember the name of it? You said or you can't.
I can't remember the name of it, but I've watched it like twice.
I've seen it. I don't remember it.
Yeah.
He was like the commanding general that.
No, he was a
Yeah,
colonel.
there was
He was in command
a
of the
company
unit.
that deserted, and he had to pick out a bunch of people to get
There
to
were
for the firing squad.
Three men had to be picked and charged with cowardice to send a message to the rest of these. He ended up yelling at the fucking. In the end, yelling at the general. So, but yeah. Same thing with Private Slovak. I mean, I don't know what the guy did. I don't remember. It's been a long time since I've read about him. But Private Slovak, there was no. He should have been part. Hell, even during the Civil War, if somebody took off, 9 times out of 10, as long as that's all they did, Lincoln would frickin' pardon them. You know.
Well, they get flogged or something. But
no, they would go at hard labor or whatever. I don't know how long they would end up spending in jail or what. They go to a military prison, but they wouldn't be executed. Which, I mean, to execute somebody for cowardice, I have to tell you, that's antiquated and ridiculous. Because everybody's got their limit. That was what the Red Badge of Courage was all about. A kid that was scared as death. He ran off, but he ended up proving himself later. I hated that book, but I liked the movie. Audie Murphy. To Hell and Back was a great movie. So was the Big Red One. I liked the Big Red One. Lee Marvin had a bunch of other kids with him. Never watched Cat
Guns of
Ballou.
Navarone.
Do not. That was great. Don't like Jane Fonda at all. Got no use for her. Traitorous bitch.
now I'm surprised they got Audie Murphy to play that role because
Anyone see
considering he was the most decorated fucking soldier in World War II.
He was the most
They
decorated.
having portray a deserter.
He was the most.
how about the Fed?
He was the most.
Incident.
I seen that with Richard Whitmark and Sidney Poitier. Yep. Where the ship gets it in the end.
The Cold War with Russia.
Yep, and the captain went too far, and the ship got it in the end. To Hell and Back was a fantastic movie. Yep. Well, if you think about it, Matt, he's the perfect choice because he understood.
No, yeah, I'm sure he understood there's a fine line between being a hero and being a coward. It's a fine line.
Well, plus if you watch when you watch the
I'm
movie,
sure he didn't think anything about it.
yeah. Well, when you watch the movie, he ends up redeeming himself because a lot of people, I would imagine, did that in war. Now it's back then it was a lot easier to do because there was a lot more people fighting in the battle than there are now. If y'all ain't seen,
He had moments when he wanted to fucking run.
just I firmly believe, and I don't know this. Somebody who's been to war can tell me, but you got two. You're either terrified or you're fuck it. I don't see anything in between. Kind of crazy ass bullshit, fucking heroic crap. Like Eddie Murphy did. He was literally the most decorated veteran ever, and it's his own. But they said when he came back, he really didn't like talking about it that much. So I don't know.
It is also funny how he was not. It had nothing to do with Hollywood until he was a war hero.
Yeah.
He was actually a pretty good actor.
He wasn't bad,
Fucking
and he was
real.
in a lot
He was
of
a
damn.
nobody.
Yeah,
I mean,
he was in a lot of movies, and he was very short. If you watch some of these flicks, he was shorter than damn near everybody in it. But for an action guy, he was pretty good. You fight or to death and run off, or you say fuck it. Most guys say fuck it. Just
Hey, Jerry,
let's do this.
I'm
Yeah.
thinking that movie you were thinking about maybe was called Paths of Glory.
Paths of Glory is exactly what it was. Yes. Yep. Kirk Douglas had a lot of balls as an actor. I mean, he actually played rapists. He played all kinds of shit. It's amazing. The only soldier in our entire military was awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor twice. I'm not sure. I think there may be one other one or two. I can look that up real quick. Hold on.
I don't know if he had it twice, but John Chapman, Air Force Master Sergeant, Technical Sergeant, was awarded twice in Afghanistan in 2004, I believe.
Could be.
Yeah.
Back
in those days, Hollywood was full of patriots. Now it's full of commies.
Okay, there were 19 apparently. There were 19. Jesus. We had 19 people got more than.
Yeah, they're probably
Well, it came out during
had about these days.
They
No, they don't.
no, they really don't, Nick. They really don't. But although a career U.S. Army different adversaries who practically didn't have any off day from soldiering for Custer, and alongside legendary lawman Bat Masterson. So he was pretty bad. Smedley Butler, U.S. Marine Corps, of course. Um, he's one of the better known double medal of honor recipients in the U.S. He served 33 years in the Marine Corps, had a role in the Spanish-American War in Cuba, Philippine-American War in Manila, the Boxer Rebellion in China, the Banana Wars in the Caribbean, Mexican Revolution, and World War One. He won his first one in the Mexican Revolution. Second occurred in 1915 when his Marines engaged in hand-to-hand combat with the Caicos Resistance, a lower society of miscreants who formed a gang to wreak havoc in Haiti. So, another guy born in Dublin, Ohio in 1832, served as a coxswain in the U.S. Navy aboard USS Brooklyn. He was involved in the Battle of Mobile Bay. He and 13 other Irish were awarded Medal of Honor for their actions on that day. Cooper fought with distinction despite his ship being shot to pieces and his men lying dead on the ship's deck. The rebel ram Tennessee surrendered, and Cooper shifted his focus to coastal batteries at Fort Morgan. And then the second one, serving as quartermaster under Rear Admiral Thatcher. An accidental fire had sprouted near a stockpile of shells. At risk of the shells exploding, Cooper rushed into the fire, grabbed a wounded soldier, hit him over his shoulder, and ran outside, saving the soldier from certain death. Here's a guy, Louis Kukela. He was in the Army and the Marine Corps. He served 4 years in the Army and then enlisted in the Marines when the U.S. got involved in World War I. Wow. He single-handedly disabled a machine gun nest by bayoneting the crew one by one in hand-to-hand fighting, then grabbed their hand grenades and lobbed them on top of the remaining positions. In the end, he captured 4 soldiers and 2 undamaged machine guns. Wow.
No safe space for him.
Don't meet up with that dude in the back alley.
Yeah.
Thomas Custer was the first dual Medal of Honor recipient, only American Civil War hero veteran to achieve such a feat. He's often called the other Custer. He's the younger brother, of course, of George Custer. And he got in the Army by getting his parents' permission. Flag bearer, he was a flag bearer on the battlefield, which is very critical. That's relaying communications by signaling their troops on what to do in the middle of chaos. To capture a flag meant facing extraordinary peril. Overtook the 2nd North Carolina Cavalry flag by jumping over an obstacle on his horse and yanking the flag from the bearer's hands. 11 soldiers and 3 officers surrendered on the spot. And 3 days later, holy shit, he repeated defeat at Sailor's Creek, this time armed with only a pistol. He was wounded in the face by the rebels and was evacuated on horse from the Army of the Potomac's 3rd Cavalry Division. He was wounded a second time during the Indian Wars in the Wichita. They both got killed at Custer's last stand. Dan Daly from the U.S. Marine Corps, he won a couple. He was 5'6" and weighed 132 pounds, from Long Island, New York. During the Boxer Rebellion, he got one, and during Haiti, he was in Haiti also. Another one who was in the Army and the Marine Corps. John Kelly, United States Marine Corps. He was a badass too. From Chicago. He won the Medal of Honor from both the Army and the Navy while he was still a teenager. In World War One. John King from the U.S. Navy. Let's see, who else? Another guy from the U.S. Marines and the U.S. Army, Matej Kokak. He was born in Hungary. Hmm. John Lafferty, U.S. Navy, back in 1864 and 1881. Another guy from the Navy, another guy from the Navy, another guy from the Navy, another guy from the Marine Corps. This guy looks John H. Pruitt. This had to be, yeah, he was serving with General Pershing during World War One. I've seen his picture before. By his 22nd birthday, he would
This is
earn.
still a good. This is still a great. This is still a great movie with Gary Cooper and Walter Brennan. Joe Sawyer from 1941 was Sergeant York.
Oh yeah,
It was based on a true story.
Alvin?
Alvin? Yep.
doesn't say anything about Audie Murphy winning it twice. He's got like five. He had like 5 silver stars.
He didn't win 2 medals on Earth.
Yeah, so I don't know.
No, I don't believe on him.
So I don't think he won it twice. He did win it once, which, believe me, is
Most of
something.
the 2-time medal honor winners were lost in this too.
Yeah, most of them.
So you can
Yep.
put it that way.
Nowadays, even now, a couple of them were posthumous. A lot of them full of honor. There's a lot of politics involved with it and everything else. So you got to remember that's a medal that not that many people get. Considering possibly not enough get it. I don't know, but I think that you're in combat. I don't know. I guess there's probably a lot of opinions on it. But I don't have one, so it don't make no difference. In the end, I think that the men have won it.
Well, I was just watching Roy Benavides that yesterday.
Indian guy?
Yeah, Reagan gave him a Medal of Honor.
Wasn't that the
He
Indian?
was crazy. Yeah,
The Indian.
it was shot like 37 times.
Yeah.
Saved 8 people.
Yeah. Say he was protecting the helicopter and his downed men, and that guy. He was shot like 5 or 6 times, literally, and he just kept going. And I think he threatened the pilot of the helicopter if he left without all his men, he was going to kill him. I don't know, but that's one tough motherfucker right there. Stephen got wounded 5 times in Vietnam. And to think Obama gets the Nobel Peace Prize for doing absolutely nothing for this country. Yeah, well, he did blow up a lot of others. Trust me when I tell you that you're scared the entire time. Your survival instincts keep you fighting. Yeah, well, I think also you don't want to let down the people next to you. I mean, you imagine being in the Civil War when they would just get in these huge formations and just, start walking towards each other. Imagine being Pickett's last charge they're walking over a mile of open ground under sniper fire, and then first artillery and sniper fire, then canister shot, and it just taking out huge swaths of people, and then and people, most of them didn't run because they didn't want to look, they didn't want, they stayed. That's insanity to do that. I know my uncle had some. He was a master sergeant in Burma, lived for a while in a foxhole, and saved a lot of people. Yeah. Okay, that guy. Yeah. To know about the peace prize being the first black president. Yeah. I can tell you how many times I shit my drawers during a firefight, but that's okay, Stephen. We get it. Yeah, I got it, Jimmy. I got it. I know. He didn't deserve it. As a matter of fact, one of the people in charge of that at some point said, I remember him saying that on looking back, that was a bad plan. But he killed a lot of people, Obama. He just did it with drones, right? And the United States was in wars. I don't know how you get a peace prize for being in war.
Even Americans.
Yeah, from what I hear. I don't know how true it is, but from what I hear.
Well, now we don't have to worry about it. Crazy Joe's bombing Syria now. So
Yeah.
We're going to go back into,
Yeah.
wars now.
Yeah.
Why not? Trump's gone.
Yeah.
Trump was so bad, but look.
Well,
And Trump just can't have the nuclear codes. He's going to blow up the world. He's going to start a war. And he started no wars.
mm-hmm.
He dropped that Moab, one time.
Took
Captured
out.
the goddamn terrorists or killed the terrorists. Everything was strategic. Biden's in for 30 days, and this motherfucker's already bombing motherfuckers. Oh boy. It's great. Thanks,
Yeah.
voters.
I gotta tell you, I don't see why we need to be doing this. We can make everything here, every well or better. Mostly better because everything's made in China from cheap shit. But nevertheless, okay, yet we're at war protecting what interests? Oil. It's not a problem. But in order to be global,
Syria doesn't have oil. There's no fucking point to be in Syria. There's no. He's escalating shit. Yeah, I don't know why. Joe probably doesn't even know what's going on. I'm sure he didn't even know what happened.
well, it's like Iran. We don't bomb them.
No, that call was not his, I can promise.
First time I was wounded, I was shot above the hip and it exited my left shoulder. I thought I was going to die from Stephen Tolliver. Yeah, imagine so. Anytime you get shot. Especially, what were they shooting at you with?
Where's Hunter? Where's Hunter?
Before it's
There's,
over.
investigation.
Before
Where's
it's over.
this going?
Before it's
Don't
over.
have to worry about Hunter anymore.
Before it's over, it probably would be a White House advisor. Jimmy, try turning down the mic gain in the settings. Is that what that is? I didn't know that. I just thought that was extra
It might
parts.
help him with his voice recognition software.
AK-47s. Oh, that's a fun piece. Get shot by, I would imagine. Pretty much anything is a fun piece to get shot. You get shot, that shit is not fun. Even with a little gun, it's not fun. Even if it doesn't pierce the skin and bounces off you, it's not fun. That shit hurts.
Well, 22 will fuck you up.
22 go inside you and just like bounce around.
So fuck up everything.
If it hits
You won't
you,
survive if it doesn't hit a vital organ.
yeah, 22, if it hits you, say, in a soft area like your stomach, it can, I mean, 22 doesn't have a lot of power. So if it does manage to pierce and it hits, like, say, a rib or your backbone or something, it can literally bounce around inside you. And if it does hit a bone, it does kind of not flatten out a little bit, so it becomes more squared. And you know what else you got to worry about? Nobody ever thinks about this. Is that when you get shot, a lot of times, if whatever clothes you're wearing that you get shot through are now inside your body, so they have to get that out also.
You take the material with it.
Yeah. Back in the Civil War, that's why a lot of guys that died of infection because they had round balls and they would hit, and when it got hit your shirt or your leg or something, the patch from that would go into your body, and if they didn't get it out, it would become infected, and you would end up dying. More people died at the field
All
hospital.
the crap that was on it.
More people died in the Civil War of disease and at the field hospital than they actually did on the battlefield. That's a fact. And I saw the surgeon's kits and stuff in the Smithsonian once. The saw for amputation looks like you could literally cut a tree down with it. It's small, but God, there was a strap to
It was like a
um,
cross cut stuff.
yeah, more or
It
less,
wasn't
yes.
even something that would cut good.
It was
Like
it was
cross-cut
they
stuff.
call it a bone saw. Um, and then of course there was a leather strap to wrap around your leg.
Skin surgery.
There was a leather strap to wrap around your leg with this thing that would keep it tight so you wouldn't bleed to death when it came off. And there was this piece of leather that literally they could put in your mouth that you could bite down on. So, because they would run out of things like, um, what the hell did they ether or whatever it is they used? Because there were so many wounded, they would run out of medical supplies to, you know, deaden the pain as they were taking off your fucking arm or leg. And if you had a shattered bone, your arm or leg was coming off.
Yeah.
They did not have time to repair your leg. They didn't really have. It was
Block of wood.
completely and totally. The whole thing was insane. I saw that. I was in the Marine Corps. I saw that, and I was like, "Holy shit!" And imagine being inside these fields. They took a couple of buckets of water after one guy. They were down to one guy. They'd splash down the table and throw the next guy on there. Covered in blood. Everything was blood. They had stacks of arms and legs sitting outside in wagons ready to be hauled off, I guess, and buried or something. And they had the mortally wounded would just lay out. If they was lucky, they'd have a shade tree or something to put them under. They were all screaming, crying for water, doing all that. It is unbelievable what they went through. It truly is. That's why more of them died at the field hospital.
If you didn't die from blood loss and shock and infection, you were lucky.
Yep. Anyway, we're out of time, guys. On that happy note, we'll be back tomorrow night. That's Saturday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, for another rousing edition of the American Rebellion Show and How People Die. Hopefully tomorrow will be a little bit more lighthearted. Um, oh yeah, flat iron to keep. I am sure felt good. Oh yes. So anyway, Matt, you got any last words for tonight? Matt.
Yeah, don't get anything amputated.
Okay, I guess that's good advice. Let's get gangrene, then have it taken off. Um, Nick, how about you?
uh, big salute to our fine veterans.
There you go.
Thank
Dave.
you. Yes. Good night, all. Great being with you again. And looking forward to seeing you all tomorrow night.
Keep in mind, tomorrow night, maybe Matt and Dave could argue for us, and we can all laugh and have big fun. It'll be good. It'll be good. Probably
you. Boy,
about
I can't wait. I can't wait.
yeah. Probably
Yes, I have a list of argumentative stuff for.
excellent, excellent. Matt, well, I have to watch
Always
Gomer
yell-
Pyle
always yelling
USMC.
back.
Yeah. Well, it'll be hopefully entertaining. That's the main thing. So anyway, guys, enjoy your evening or what's left of it anyway. And we'll see you tomorrow night. I hope to see everybody here. Hope that everybody enjoyed the show. We appreciate all the comments and everything that was said. Thank you. Please stay vigilant. Be aware of your surroundings at all times. Always remember, it's amazing what you can do when you have no other choice. My name is Jerry. On behalf of Matty K, Nikki Young, and David Novi, we bid you a good evening. Bye.
Bonsoir. Salut. Good night. Good night, all.
There you go.